The world stopped when King Charles and Prince William confirmed the heartbreaking news: Catherine, Princess of Wales, is battling cancer. What began as a routine surgery turned into a private nightmare. After weeks of silence, the royal family finally spoke. And what they revealed left the nation in absolute shock. The moment of confirmation. In a rare and somber appearance, King Charles III and Prince William broke their silence and delivered a joint message from the quiet gardens of Windsor on March 22, 2024. For weeks, the public had speculated, searched, and questioned Catherine's sudden absence, but no one expected this. The palace had been holding the truth closely, and even insiders were shocked when the statement was released. The message was direct. Catherine, Princess of Wales, had been diagnosed with cancer following a planned abdominal surgery in January. What began as a routine medical procedure turned into something far more serious. The King and William had waited for the right moment, not just for medical clarity, but to emotionally prepare their children and ensure Catherine felt strong enough to speak. Behind closed doors, the reaction within the royal household was described as quiet chaos. Emergency meetings were called. Long-standing protocols had to be rewritten. The palace communications office went into full lockdown mode, preparing for the global wave of attention. When the announcement finally came, it wasn't through reporters. It was Catherine herself, speaking calmly and directly in a pre-recorded video. "This, of course, came as a huge shock," she said, "and William and I have been doing everything we can to process and manage this privately for the sake of our young family." In a matter of minutes, headlines around the world shifted. No more rumors. No more guesses. The truth had landed, and it was heavier than anyone expected. The nature of the tragic news. The details were as heartbreaking as they were unexpected. Catherine's surgery in mid-January was described at the time as non-cancer related, but post-operative tests revealed otherwise. In late February, doctors confirmed the presence of cancer, and a preventative course of chemotherapy began shortly after. The specific type of cancer remains private, deliberately so. That choice, Daniti, while respected by many, sparked speculation across media outlets. Still, the core of the tragedy is undeniable. Catherine is not just a royal. She is a mother of 3 young children, a leading public figure, and future queen. Her illness struck at the heart of the monarchy, not just symbolically, but functionally. She had been scheduled for multiple public engagements in early 2024, many of which were silently cancelled, rescheduled, or handed off without explanation. Her absence created a vacuum. In her own words, "It has taken us time to explain everything to George, Charlotte, and Louis in a way that is appropriate for them." That single line resonated across millions of homes, making it clear this wasn't just a royal crisis, it was a family crisis. The palace chose to keep certain information private, including the exact diagnosis, treatment length, and long-term outlook. But one thing was made painfully clear: Catherine would be stepping back from royal duties indefinitely. "She is the heart of the modern monarchy," one royal aide said, "and to lose her voice, even temporarily, is something we weren't prepared for." The gravity of her condition, combined with the silence that had surrounded it, made this one of the most emotional moments in royal history. And it was just the beginning. Impact on the royal family. Behind the palace gates, the announcement hit like a storm. Prince William, always composed in public, was privately devastated. For him, this wasn't just about duty. It was about the woman he built a life with, the mother of his children, and his constant source of strength. Those closest to him say he was visibly broken in the days leading up to the announcement, spending long hours away from public view, balancing hospital visits with quiet time at home in Adelaide Cottage. Inside the royal family, emotions ran high. King Charles, who had only recently confirmed his own health battle, was said to be deeply emotional over Catherine's condition. As both father-in-law and monarch, he faced a double burden, leading the crown during a period of uncertainty while also watching a beloved family member endure something so personal. Despite his own treatment, he remained in regular contact with William, offering both emotional and institutional support. The royal children, George, Charlotte, and Louise, became the silent focus. Their routines were gently altered. School drop-offs became more private, public appearances reduced. William and Catherine made a decision early on: shield the children from panic, even if the world outside was watching every move. Extended royals, including Princess Anne and Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, reportedly stepped in to lighten the family's load. Behind the scenes, staff scrambled to manage communications, cancel scheduled events, and rewrite press briefings in real time. The phrase repeated over and over inside the walls of Kensington Palace was simple but heavy: protect the family. This was the first time in a long time that the institution felt like a family first, a senior aide shared quietly. As William navigated the balance between royal responsibility and personal crisis, he made one thing clear: Catherine came first. His appearances became rare, and his public statements, when made, were focused solely on his wife's recovery. The palace had faced many challenges in recent years, but few matched the emotional weight of this. For the royals, who are trained from birth to never let emotion cloud the crown, this time was different. This time, the pain couldn't be hidden. Why the public was kept in the dark until now. For weeks, the silence surrounding Catherine's health led to confusion, and in some circles, frustration. But once the news broke, many began to understand the weight of that silence. For the royal family, privacy isn't just preference, it's protection. There is a long-standing tradition within the monarchy of handling health issues quietly and privately. Unlike elected officials, royals aren't required to disclose medical details. But in this case, the pressure was different. Catherine is not just a royal. She's one of the most visible women in the world. Her disappearance from public life for over 2 months triggered intense media speculation and online conspiracy theories. The palace remained tight-lipped, carefully choosing every word. Behind the scenes, there were deep discussions about when and how to share the truth. The priority, according to insiders, was always the children. William and Catherine insisted that nothing would be said until they had fully explained the situation to George, Charlotte, and Louise in a way they could understand. Timing also mattered. Charles's own cancer diagnosis, revealed in February, complicated matters further. The palace feared that releasing both pieces of news close together might overwhelm the public, or give the appearance of instability at the top of the monarchy. Advisors suggested staggering the announcements to allow space for each figure's personal journey. It wasn't about hiding, it was about control, said one royal insider. They needed to own their story on their terms. Still, the delay came with risk. With Catherine absent and no clear update, online speculation grew toxic. Some questioned if her condition was more serious than imagined. Others created wild theories that trended across social platforms. The royal family watched in frustration as truth gave way to noise. In the end, It was Catherine herself who insisted on speaking. She recorded her message in a single take, surrounded only by William and a camera operator. It was her voice, her face, and her words that delivered the truth, not a press secretary, not a written statement. The decision to wait now seems not just strategic, but human. The royal family chose compassion over speed, clarity over chaos. And when the truth finally came out, the world listened, not just because it was shocking, but because it was real. Health timeline and milestones. Catherine's health journey began long before the public ever knew. On January 16, 2024, the palace released a carefully worded statement confirming that the Princess of Wales had undergone a planned abdominal surgery. At the time, officials emphasized it was not cancer-related. She was expected to remain in hospital for 10 to 14 days and resume duties sometime after Easter. But behind the scenes, the picture was far more complicated. Following surgery at the London clinic, routine post-operative tests revealed an unexpected development: cancer. The exact type has not been disclosed, out of respect for her privacy, but the seriousness of it shifted everything. Doctors recommended a preventative course of chemotherapy, and Catherine began treatment in late February. In the weeks that followed, the palace entered a near-complete information lockdown. William postponed all overseas travel. Catherine was moved to a quieter residence to rest and avoid media intrusion. The focus shifted from recovery to resilience. Everything from school runs to family holidays was restructured around her treatment schedule. The couple told close friends that their priority was keeping life as normal as possible for the children. A turning point came in September 2024, when her first round of treatment was quietly completed. While she had not returned to public duties, small steps were taken behind the scenes to reintroduce her into royal planning. William hinted at her progress during a visit to a cancer support center, saying, "She's doing well. We're taking it day by day." During this period, the children, George, 11, Charlotte, 9, and Louis, 6, were kept close. They were gradually told the truth in child-appropriate ways. George, now old enough to sense tension, reportedly asked direct questions. Louis, still too young to fully grasp the situation, was gently distracted by routine and reassurance. Charlotte, always described as observant and thoughtful, clung closely to her mother. "The children have been remarkably brave," a family friend shared, "but they know their mum is going through something very serious." By late autumn, royal aides began discussing the possibility of Catherine returning to a light public schedule in the new year. But nothing would be rushed. Her recovery came first, and every plan was subject to her health and comfort. What started as a routine procedure had turned into one of the most challenging periods in Catherine's life. Yet, even in silence, she remained one of the most admired women in the world. Reactions from the media and the public. When the news finally broke, the reaction was instant and global. Within minutes, Catherine's name was trending in over 20 countries, and headlines flooded TV screens, websites, and newspapers. But unlike past royal stories filled with scandal or controversy, this one cut deeper. It felt personal. Across the UK, people left messages of support outside Kensington Palace and Windsor Castle. School children sent handmade cards. Cancer charities saw a spike in donations. Support came from every direction, from political leaders, international celebrities, and most of all, from the everyday people who had watched Catherine grow into her role over the past 13 years. "She's more than just a royal. She's one of us," a woman said tearfully outside Buckingham Palace. Social media also exploded, but with mixed tones. While millions expressed compassion and solidarity, others criticized the delay in announcing her illness. Some called it a communications failure. Others accused the palace of secrecy. Hashtags debating the family's silence trended for days, with opinion divided between those defending their right to privacy and those demanding more transparency from public figures. The palace's communications team responded swiftly. They released Catherine's video message, a soft but firm response to the noise. Her calm voice, her direct words, and the fact that she spoke alone, without a script or press officer, quieted much of the criticism. The personal tone was key. It didn't feel like a PR strategy. It felt like a mother, a wife, and a woman facing something incredibly human. The press, too, adjusted its tone. After initially speculating for weeks, many tabloids published formal apologies or retractions. Royal correspondents shifted focus to Catherine's strength and William's support. Meanwhile, international media praised the couple's dignity and grace under pressure. But the long-term impact on the monarchy is still unfolding. Some experts believe this moment may have softened public opinion and made the royals feel more relatable. Others worry that the delayed communication might have created a gap in trust that could return later. Regardless, one thing was clear. Catherine's illness wasn't just a personal trial. It was a national moment, one that reminded millions that behind every palace door is a person with real struggles, real fears, and real strength. What this means for royal duties and protocol. Catherine's illness has done more than pause her public engagements. It's forced the monarchy to rethink how it operates during personal crises. As one of the most active working royals, the Princess of Wales had consistently taken on a full calendar of duties, often appearing in over 100 engagements per year. Her absence left a significant gap in both visibility and representation, especially in areas focused on mental health, early childhood, and women's advocacy. With Catherine stepping back indefinitely, Prince William has had to adapt quickly. In the early months of 2024, he quietly canceled several overseas visits and official meetings, choosing to remain close to home. Many noted that his royal workload decreased by nearly 40% during the spring, a reflection of his commitment to family over formality. William reportedly told aides, "If she needs me, I'm there. That's not a decision. That's just marriage." At the same time, King Charles, who is also undergoing treatment for his own health condition, has had to carry a larger share of constitutional responsibilities. His team has begun reassessing the schedule of senior royals, assigning more engagements to Princess Anne, Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, and even Prince Edward to help carry the public-facing load. More quietly, palace advisors are updating contingency plans for the unexpected. For the first time, there are discussions around how to handle sudden absences from key figures without creating media frenzies. This includes reviewing how duties are reassigned, how illness is communicated, and what thresholds require public updates. Behind the scenes, Catherine's illness has exposed the immense pressure placed on royals, particularly women in the institution. While admired for her grace and consistency, she had been balancing state duties, charity work, and raising 3 young children for years. The question now is whether the monarchy will learn from this and begin building in longer recovery periods, more flexibility, and support systems for those serving the crown full-time. "She gave everything to this role," said one palace insider. "Maybe now the system will learn to give something back." As protocol adjusts and the monarchy navigates this emotional period, many believe it will reshape how the institution approaches health, transparency, and human resilience moving forward. Support systems and behind-the-scenes care. Behind every public statement, there's a private world of care, planning, and emotional support. From the moment Catherine received her diagnosis, her family closed ranks. The first to step in was Prince William, who became her primary anchor, managing home life, shielding the children, and accompanying her to private treatments. Sources say a small group of top medical specialists were brought in discreetly to oversee Catherine's care. These doctors coordinated with hospital teams and created a treatment plan that allowed for both recovery and privacy. The challenge wasn't just treating the illness, it was doing so in a way that wouldn't create constant media panic. Within the royal household, a trusted circle of aides handled everything from rescheduling engagements to controlling information flow. Staff who had worked with Catherine for over a decade were reassigned to focus solely on her well-being. Even everyday details, like managing press inquiries or ensuring school routines remained unchanged, were delicately handled. Support from family extended beyond her husband. King Charles reportedly visited her regularly, even while undergoing treatment himself. Carol and Michael Middleton, Catherine's parents, were described as deeply involved, often staying nearby to help with the children. Their presence offered a layer of comfort and familiarity at a time when Catherine needed stability most. The children, George, Charlotte, and Louis, remained at the heart of every decision. William and Catherine took great care in balancing honesty with reassurance. For them, routine became a lifeline. School, family dinners, reading before bed, little pieces of normal life that grounded them. Outside the palace, the couple quietly leaned on a few trusted charities and cancer support networks for additional resources. Several of these organizations have since seen a rise in engagement as the public connects Catherine's journey to the broader fight against cancer. "She has always been the strong one," said a close friend. "Now, she's letting others be strong for her." As Catherine continues her recovery, those around her remain focused on one thing: giving her the time, space, and love she needs to heal. And in doing so, they've reminded the world that even royals, behind the titles and formality, are just families, facing the hardest battles together. The larger message and symbolism. Catherine's health battle has become more than a private challenge. It has grown into a symbol of strength, vulnerability, and what it truly means to serve under pressure. For over a decade, the Princess of Wales has represented stability within the royal family. Her public image, graceful, calm, and unwavering, rarely showed signs of personal struggle. But this time, the curtain dropped. Her cancer diagnosis shocked the world, but it also connected her to millions of people in a deeply human way. Suddenly, one of the most admired women in the world was facing something painfully ordinary. She wasn't attending red carpet events or state dinners. She was attending hospital appointments, managing side effects, and explaining hard truths to her children. The moment she appeared on camera, speaking in her own words, with no title cards, no fanfare, marked a turning point. Viewers saw not a royal, but a mother, a wife, and a woman going through something that knows no class or crown. That clip was viewed over 100 million times within 48 hours. Across the world, survivors, families, and supporters of cancer patients posted messages of love, calling her video brave, dignified, and relatable. She brought cancer into the light, not just for herself, but for everyone hiding their own battles, wrote one woman in an open letter. But Catherine's journey also sends a strong message to the monarchy itself. In an institution built on tradition and control, she showed the power of honesty. her openness broke away from the old royal rule of never explain, and in doing so, gained more respect than any carefully curated appearance ever could. Charities focused on early diagnosis, mental health, and support services have already seen a rise in public engagement since her announcement. For many, Catherine's voice gave them the courage to speak up, get tested, or seek help. Her legacy may now include something even deeper than royal duty. She has become a symbol of quiet resilience, proof that even those at the top are not immune to life's harshest turns. And in that vulnerability, she's found a new kind of strength. Next steps and what to watch. As the royal family moves forward, all eyes are on Catherine's recovery. Though no official timeline has been set, insiders believe she may slowly return to public duties by mid-2025, depending on her health. The focus for now remains on her treatment, family time, and emotional healing. Nothing is being rushed. Prince William has taken the lead in carefully managing expectations. During a recent private event, he said, "Catherine is doing much better. We're grateful for the support. It means more than people know." His role as both heir to the throne and devoted husband has earned him quiet admiration during this time. Inside the palace, teams are preparing for different outcomes. Whether Catherine returns to full-time royal work or adopts a scaled-back schedule, adjustments are being made to ensure she's supported. This includes assigning more duties to Princess Anne, Sophie, and other senior royals to ease the pressure. In the public eye, Catherine's image has changed, but in a way that has made her more beloved than ever. The global response to her honesty has reinforced her position not just as a royal figure, but as a cultural one. She's seen as someone who faces adversity with grace and who doesn't hide behind walls when it matters most. There's also anticipation about what Catherine may choose to champion when she returns. Many believe she will take an even more personal role in health-related charities, particularly around cancer support, early diagnosis, and family wellness. Her platform could now become a force for national awareness and change. "This could be her most powerful chapter yet," said one royal commentator. "Not because of what she wears or where she stands, but because of what she's survived." The monarchy has faced many storms, but this one has brought a different kind of reflection. A reminder that behind every royal title is a human story. And in Catherine's case, that story is far from over. Her next step won't just be a public return. It'll be a moment of triumph, healing, and perhaps the most meaningful work of her life. Catherine's diagnosis has shaken the monarchy to its core. Her strength, William's devotion, and the public's love now define this difficult chapter. But through the tragedy, one truth stands strong. This royal story is far from over. As Catherine fights to heal, the world watches, hopes, and waits for her return.